Rebecca and I, my wife, had been joking about like a ride or die thing, and I liked the idea of flipping that on its head. Like, when you ride, I actually do die. It's not like the savior of that situation, you know? The idea for the video was a little bit of a back and forth with Rebecca. We have jobs where we can have coffee every morning and we talk about everything for as long as our daughter will let us. I started thinking about this idea of a ghosty love. Like, is it actually a reality? Is it something that you've completely made up in your mind? Are you even alive? It was like the M. Night Shyamalan thing. Like,
I see dead people. They don't know they're dead.
The duality of like the two characters. I just wanted one to be a truly like questioning individual, and then the other one just to be a complete jerk. The Blackfip guys are great friends, and I've worked with them on all kinds of stuff. And when I was trying to figure out how to make this video work, they were the first people that came into my mind.
That song is the perfect desert driving soundtrack, hands down.
I'm a huge Robert Rodriguez fan. He's one of my heroes of filmmaking, and so this just screams like From Dusk Till Dawn, that out in the desert.
We knew from the get-go that we'd have to match that kind of look and feel.
So we essentially had 3 shooting setups for this video. The band shots, we had Brad's solo performance, and then we had the shots with the car. Each of those setups essentially had 2 scenes within them. We had to do the one human character and the one in the face paint, kind of to sell that, am I real, is this a ghost?
The wardrobe that I have, the whole like Dia de los Muertos thing, like kind of became an easy concept to play off of. I love cheesy late 50s and 60s kind of campy James Bondy kind of movies and stuff like that. There was one, I think it was it Frank Sinatra's? No, it's Dean Martin, right? Cary Grant. There we go, Cary Grant, yeah.
The example that we had kind of settled on was this Hitchcock film, To Catch a Thief.
But we wanted like a dope looking car, and so we were looking all around Nashville, and obviously the cooler they were, the more expensive to rent they were. And Jamie, days before we were supposed to start shooting, sent me a picture of Mike Waldron's car. He's literally a neighbor of his up the street. 62 Skylark? Yeah, 62 Skylark. Red vinyl interior, spotless, beautiful, that dope white with the ivory white accents and all that stuff, and original wheels. Like, it's perfect. It's like the car for the gig, you know?
Okay.
We ordered these masks online and they didn't show up in time, and so it was like, oh, whatever, we'll just like slap a little bit of makeup on them.
I don't think anybody was really thrilled about the makeup.
Caleb and Sean both resented it because they didn't know that we were gonna put them in makeup, and also both of them have full beards, so like trying to pick that junk out of their beard when they were driving home. I think Sean drove home with the makeup still on his face. Anna Forline, she's actually my wife's cousin. She's a model and super sweet gal.
Anna kind of got the worst of it all because I think she spent an hour getting painted up, and I think she might have been in the video all of about 8 seconds.
Of course, we weren't able to go to the desert due to schedules and pandemics and that sort of thing.
We had the car for a weekend. We decided to do that first. We knew that was going to be the thing that probably was most time consuming, because green screen lighting is a huge issue with that. Being able to get rid of the green color means you have to worry about reflections and all that sort of thing. So we actually shot that first. One of my good friends from back home, Dustin Jones, he lives out in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and he took a GoPro, shot some high-res footage driving through like around White Sands. So we had that kind of look. The next challenge was a green screen shots with the car to put it in this footage that Dustin sent us.
We didn't want to really try to hide the fact that we were green screening and doing it. We just wanted to show all the things and sort of do it a little more tongue-in-cheek. Editing allows us to put it into a little town off the desert.
Fortunately, when we were working through how the car scenes were actually going to work, they figured out a way to make it not look so cheesy and stupid, so my ideas were superseded by people that were a lot more talented than me.
So the whole idea was very like more of a daytime desert scene, especially the driving part. I was thinking of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There's definitely a lot of like daytime desert driving there. And so we shot it that way.
when Brad came to do his solo performances and get in this character, it was so dark.
I'm an absolutely terrible actor. The worst that you'll ever know.
I disagree. That was totally different than what we expected. And we just had to roll with it.
I had those two characters in my brain, like the dead guy and the living guy, kind of in conflict with each other in my mind. When we were shooting the band shots, it felt really heavy and kind of did its own thing. That was something that just kind of naturally happened.
Especially once he put the paint on. Like once he painted his face and changed his outfit.
I was looking at myself in the mirror and it was accosting and felt weird. I don't know, I'm not an actor, so like it just was what happened. It felt like I was playing a different instrument.
Every decision we made from then on was pretty much dictated by how dark this character was. And even the lighting we used.
We had originally had like a 3-light setup, looked a lot more lively than what the end result was. We decided to kill everything but the one softbox overhead so that he kind of had dead eyes. We used a smoke machine to kind of get a good haze in here. The transformation from alive to dead was a lot easier to accomplish that way, but then it created challenges for the car scenes because we had lit them in a specific way to look very campy, and now they have to be very dark.
Every edit and every decision was dictated by how dark and how intense this character was that he brought to the table. And so we had to go in and take all this daytime footage and try to like make it darker and kind of make it match the mood that he was bringing to the table.
I think ultimately what the final product became was, I mean, we're super proud of it. I think it looks great, and it adds a whole other dimension to that song.
Is she real? Is she not real? Is the character actually dead? Is he not dead? And I didn't have an answer for it. I just thought it was going to look cool and nobody was going to care, but they're, actual storytellers, so they were trying to tell a story. And then she got disappeared out of the last part of the freaking thing. Didn't even know it was going to happen like that. And I think that like kind of buttons it up in a really, really cool way. And that was the producer and director's idea. I didn't even have that in my head.
Some of the best things about making films like this is that you don't always get to follow the plan. Sometimes you have to go off script and you have to chase whatever the creative energy is that's in the room. We recognize that and we chased it as hard as we could, and I think we got pretty close.
I love it. I think it's really cool. I had a simple idea in my brain and asked some really talented friends and professionals to help me figure it out, and they did their job, and it turned out to be 10 times what I thought it was going to be.